and it was Gene Smith's 49th birthday yesterday, so one that he won't forget, that's for sure. So what comes next for the Jaguars? We're joined this morning by attorney and sports agent John Phillips. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good move by the Jaguars?
I love it. You know, I was one of Gene Smith's critics for about 2 years because of who he drafted and, more importantly, who he didn't draft. He didn't like BCS guys. He couldn't keep guys on the roster, those 5 to 7 round guys, and that's a problem. And so, you know, you're looking at a guy like Tom Gamble, who may be one of the best GMs, potential GMs in the league. You're making a huge step up.
Gamble right now is out in San Francisco, responsible for bringing in Harbaugh and building that team, taking them basically from nothing, almost like the Jaguars right now, and turning them into a contender. Super Bowl contender.
He's been in this business since I saw where his dad was president of the Eagles in 1988.
Wow.
So he's seen what it takes to bring a franchise up. He's worked for 5 different teams. He's been in pro scouting. He's been in college scouting. He's seen it. He's done it. You know, I don't want to set everybody up for disappointment if we don't get him.
Right.
But he's a very viable candidate.
Okay, Mike Mularkey listened to his press conference yesterday, coming in and saying, "I'm the coach until somebody tells me otherwise." It doesn't necessarily sound like his meeting must have went really well with Shad Khan.
Shad's going to let the GM make that decision, I'd imagine. You know, the GM, that's his. He's a personnel guy, and so you look at the worst season in Jaguars history coming under the new ownership, after everybody sold it as this all-in, we could be good kind of thing, where we might be a playoff team, and of course there's disappointment, and so I think they're going to sit down, evaluate the pieces that they have. You know, it's not a guillotine regime like everybody would like, but there's going to be some savvy decisions made over the next few months.
All right, some pieces are in place. You look at the draft coming up, they'll have number 2 draft, the Jaguars as well. And we keep hearing Tim Tebow's name thrown out there as well. Do you think that the Jags are going to go after him?
Again, that's up to the GM, and that's why.
You don't think necessarily they might just say?
I don't think they can. I think it steps on toes, and that's why I didn't like the whole, you know, he's a virtual certainty thing, because if you're going to hire a GM, which we all knew he was, that's the GM's call. And if you're going to disrespect a guy like Tom Gamble and say, look, we're making this call without you,
right,
you're not going to get a guy like Tom Gamble. And so is it a good, you know, put butts in the seats for an initial round move? Yes. Is Tim Tebow the future of the Jacksonville Jaguars? I don't think so from a pure evaluation standpoint.
All right, wait and see how this plays out as well. But how quickly do you think this decision will be made, and how quickly are they going to move on this?
You know, the Jaguars went first, trying to get their guy first, and so, you know, the question is with where the 49ers are, you know, whether Tom Gamble's in that position, but. You know, if not, there's number 2. They're going to move quick.
You got to imagine, as a sports agent, they probably have had some discussions, at least a little bit, as far as preliminary talks. They're not just going to fire Gene Smith without having some plan in place.
They know they've got the money and they've got the facility upgrades to get a good guy. They're not supposed to talk to the guy without permission from the club.
Of course.
So, you know, they're going to get, you know, I love Eric DeCosta out of the Ravens as well. There's so many guys on the list that are really good, and I think will be a vast improvement. And, you know, we're not going to be a playoff team next year. People need to realize it's not going to happen that quick.
I don't know.
But
look at the Colts.
The draft, yeah. Well, there's no Andrew Luck out there this year.
Correct.
So that's the problem.
Well, let's hopefully it's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
That'd be good. Get the people excited and the fan base. Certainly, they're on board and all in. So, John Phillips, Happy New Year. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
And I'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
We want your opinion. Give us a call on our viewer voicemail line, 996-0453. Send us your comments on Facebook. You want to talk about the Jags? Certainly, people are fired up about it here as we head into 2013. We are in 2013. Give us a call.